I just want to start off and say thank y'all for even allowing this catch and release program. As a charter captain myself, this helps, but it doesn't help us. 90% of the people who probably charter with us and spend between $600 to $800, and between Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, they don't want to go out and just catch their fish and release them. They want to go ahead and keep them. I mean, it's a known thing. In Louisiana, we keep our fish. We eat our fish. When you go to a restaurant and you get sick off of a bad oyster, what happens? It just happens, you know. I mean, the area that I'm really concentrating on is Lake Pontchartrain. Lake Pontchartrain just got a couple tar balls in it, and it was shut down. And I just think right now it's to the extreme that, you know, it's bad publicity if we just sit there and just close all the time. You know, until we get some real affirmative fish that have oil present in these waters right here, you know, that this lake has a tendency to clean itself so fast. I mean, you know, the water that rushes in rushes out just as fast. And with this east wind, with these high tides, this water could just drop in a day. It could be cleaned out, and you wouldn't have any of these problems. So my point being is, you know, when I was growing up, I grew up with a camp on Lake Lake Bourne area. And then we moved into Lake Pontchartrain. And I've been having a camp on Lake Pontchartrain for so long. And I can tell you that we swam in septic water. You know, I mean, we've done it all. I mean, you know, so this lake, it provides for itself. It heals itself. And like I said, I'm just here to say that, you know, until we can find some affirmative stuff that these fish are harmful, let us catch these fish. Let the clients, you know, keep these fish. Because right now what's happening is, you know, we're basically saying, you know, if it smells bad, tastes bad, don't eat it. Well, we have enough charter captains that, you know, we clean our clients' fish. If it looks bad, tastes bad, smells bad, I think we're going to go ahead and do something. And we'll work with Wildlife and Fisheries and saying, you know, we'll give X amount of samples of fish to them to test, and skins and whole fish itself. And then we can go ahead and take it from there. But to just go ahead and shut it down or just say it's just a catch and release thing for now, we have enough negative publicity as it is, and it hurts our business. And to put a catch and release on it, I have clients that, you know, fortunately I was able to book a couple clients, and you know, now they call on saying, well, we don't want to catch and release. You know, we want to catch. We pay this much money. It's like going to Ruth Chris. You know, you go, love Ruth Chris, want to sit in there and relax and spend $300, but you can't eat the meat because we don't know if it's got a chemical in it. So we're going to do some testing, and it may be a couple of months before. But so I'm just asking if y'all could just relook this over, and you know, just kind of, you know, until we can find that, you know, like everybody said, it's diluted. I mean, we're so far from the oil, and it's so diluted, and we don't have any positive fish that are affected by the oil out here, that, you know, let us just go ahead and catch and eat like we do in Louisiana, and not, you know, just a catch and release. I mean, we have a hard enough time trying to make it now, even with BP's little funding, and trying to keep our business going. And then just put this on top of it, it's just killing us.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Did you happen to be here at the beginning, maybe when Dr. Guidry with?
Yes, it did. About the smelling.
Well, this is what I struggle with, and I'm curious what you would say. Certainly the ones that you see oil, you smell oil, we're all going to use common sense when we get rid of them. What I'm struggling with, what I've heard him say is, some of those things that we know, science knows, are cancer causing.
Right.
We know they cause cancer, and because BP used that dispersant underwater, those things that cause cancer, if it came up to surface, would have just evaporated and gone away. And the fear that us, you and me fishing, we look at it, man, it looks like a good fish, and we eat it, only to find out that our perception, what we could see and smell, wasn't enough, and the thing we ingested has something that causes cancer in me, my wife, or somebody. And I'm not saying that I agree that that's there, but that's the thing that I hear, and I know Dr. Guidry, I know our staff are working hard, you know, to deal with that unknown. What if we all, because we all want fish. I mean, we support you 100%, our staff does, but it's ruling out that fear that there's not something we just look at and smell and we eat it. You know.
But it's also putting the fear into everybody who comes to the state as tourists,
Yeah.
that, you know, we sitting here saying in a meeting here that our fish, our seafood are safe, but then again, go out and catch and release because evidently they're not safe to eat.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm like, you know, the way I look at this is, you pick up a gallon of milk, it smells bad, what do? You throw it out. You know, you get chicken, it smells bad, you throw it out. You get fish, if it doesn't look good or smell good, you throw it out. You know, and
the stuff that he's talking about, if I'm understanding what he was saying, you and I, who fish a lot, when we smell it, we can't tell. It's more akin to the mercury. I mean, he said it's different, you know,
right.
but it's something you and I might not be able to smell and just rule it out. And I think that's, at least for me, that's the difficult part.
I just, you know, this area, you know, Lake Pontchartrain is different. If this was Venice or something like that, that was getting a whole bunch of oil at one time, and I mean, the oil was just everywhere in the marsh, I would say, you know, yeah, we have a problem. But we got some tar balls in Sunday, I think they started showing up or whatever, you know, and it wasn't like a mass amount or whatever. But like I said, this lake cleans itself pretty quickly.